Soft ballroom reverb. Distant string quartet. Glasses clink. I didn't come to start a scene. I came to hand my daughter a gift and tell her I was proud. Then Ava looked at me at my work boots, polished for once, and said, "Dad, this is immediate family only." I paid for the entire room that just turned its back on me. The room thins out. Whispers. A single fork on china. I set the small white box on the escort card table between two centerpieces of imported orchids and a place card that spelled her new last name in gold script. Inside that box is a USB drive labeled AVA, 25 years, every tuition invoice, every bank transfer, every signed note from the college bursar, every email confirmation from vendors for today, written evidence. If love had a ledger, I kept it honest. "Sir, guests are entering through the side foyer," the venue coordinator whispered, hovering like an enabler, afraid of conflict. "We need to keep the entrance clear." "I'm leaving," I said. "Don't worry, I won't scuff the marble." Ava stepped closer, dress heavy with pearls I bought, smile fixed and brittle. Ryan stood half a step behind like a narcissist who thinks charm is a currency. He didn't offer his hand. People who talk down to tradesmen rarely do. "Ava," I said, keeping my voice even, "I raised you. Your mother's will named me guardian and trustee of your education fund. I wrote the checks so you could be here." She didn't meet my eyes. "Dad, please, don't make this harder. That's what gaslighting sounds like in formal wear. You're the problem for showing up to the thing you paid for." SFX. A single glass set down too hard. "Quick hush. Enjoy your party," I said. "I won't cross your boundaries. You made them very clear." I turned, walked past a wall sconce worth more than my first truck, and felt 50 pairs of eyes judge the man who poured concrete to build other people's foyers. SFX. Ballroom muffle fades. Doors thump closed. Outside, Columbus air hit clean and cold. My pickup sat at the end of the lot, exactly where a construction guy like me is supposed to park so we don't embarrass the valets. My phone buzzed. Text, venue billing. "Mr. Harris, per your earlier email. Final ACH batch for catering divided by florals posts at 4:30 p.m. ET. Please confirm no changes to authorization codes." I stared at the screen. The bank accounts are mine. The authorization codes are mine. The responsibility always was until it became the excuse to erase me. Another buzz. Text, Mike Foreman. "You good, boss? We poured footings early. Inspection passed. Proud of you, old man. Don't let fancy people make you small." I exhaled a laugh. I didn't feel small. I felt focused. SFX. Truck door opens. Seat creak. Cabin hush. I slid into the cab. The binder on my passenger seat labeled Harris v. Entitlement clicked when I opened the rings. Tabs for education, housing, cars, medical, wedding. I don't keep receipts because I mistrust people. I keep them because memory lies and math doesn't. I tapped First Buckeye Bank Business Services. "First Buckeye," Patricia speaking. "Patricia, this is Daniel Harris. Account ending 5412. I need to hold or reverse today's event-related disbursements. ACH authorizations list under vendor names: Whitmore Events, LLC, Rosedale Florals, Edison Strings, Premier Linen, and Lumina AV. Yes, Mr. Harris. Security questions? There is not a but in Rouvely." I answered from memory. Grandmother's maiden name, last four. Wire phrase. The things you learn when money is a tool, not a trophy. "Before we proceed," I said, "I'll need confirmation numbers for each stop." "Understood. One moment." While I waited, I drafted an email. Subject, payment authorization, HOL'd, to billing@whitmoreevents.com, accounts at rosedaleflorals.com, ops@estrings.com, AR@premierlinen.com, AOP@luminov.com. My attorney Maya Lopez, who once told me, kindly, that being nice had made me complicit. Body. Effective immediately. Do not rely on pending ACH tied to the Harris wedding account. There is a material change in circumstances. For asset protection, pause performance until alternate arrangements are secured by the wedding party. Attached, notice of authorization revocation, signed, with timestamps. D. Harris. "Mr. Harris?" Patricia came back. "I can place same-day stop payments. Here are your confirmations." She read numbers, I repeated out loud, writing them on the wedding tab next to each vendor. Numbers are anchors. They don't blink. "Thank you," I said. Please email me the official notices. You'll have PDFs in minutes. I hung up. The phone lit again this time. Ava. I watched her name. I remembered kindergarten. Her hand sticky with finger paint. How she used to kiss my knuckles and say they were hero hands. Somewhere between private school car lines and Greek life fees. Hero turned to help, then help turned to help yourself. The call went to voicemail. I pressed record on something else instead. Voice memo 3:12 p.m. Statement of intent. I'm not acting out of anger. I'm enforcing boundaries I should have enforced years ago. If anyone asks, this is not revenge. This is accountability and a paper trail. A new email popped up. From Ava Harris is less than Ava. Whitmore at is greater than. Subject. Dad, please. Body. Can you not do this today? People are watching. You're making it weird. We said immediate family because Ryan's parents. I stopped reading. Toxic rules always come wrapped in etiquette. I replied. Subject. Dad, please. Body. I will not disturb your reception. I will not dispute your rules. I am, however, withdrawing consent to use my funds to advertise my absence. Per attached notices, payments are on hold. Dad, I attached the bank PDFs Patricia sent. Written evidence. Time-stamped. Notarized by the only notary I trust. Documentation. I stared at the little white box I'd left on the table. People will call it petty later. They always do when facts cut cleaner than feelings. But the box isn't a bomb. It's a mirror. Distant thunder roll. A car door slams. Brisk wind. Another ping. Email attorney. Maya Lopez. Good. Keep everything in writing. No phone arguments. When she or the Whitmores reach out, redirect to email. If they smear you publicly, we publish the ledger. Remember your line. Nice made me an enabler. Not anymore. I typed back. Copy. Filing confirms for stop pay. If vendors pull out mid-reception, that's their call, not mine. I'm not pulling fire alarms. I'm just turning off my faucet. She responded in under a minute. Exactly. Boundaries with a bank account attached. Call me after 4:30. If they escalate, we escalate demand letter and public transparency. I put the truck in gear. Dad? Ava's voicemail came through, shaky, like a kid again. Can we talk? Not like this. We could have talked for years. We didn't. Money did the talking for us. And money is a terrible translator. It makes users and saviors, narcissists and enablers, and confuses all of them with family. I checked the clock. 3:29 p.m. Enough time to drive once around the block and decide who I'm going to be for the next 25 years. Not the guy who pays to be uninvited. The guy who knows exactly where his money goes and what it doesn't buy. SFX, truck cab hush, turn signal, distant freeway hum. At 3:34 p.m., I stopped thinking like a hurt dad and started acting like a competent signatory. Call Elegant Fork Catering. Marcus, catering director. Elegant Fork, Marcus speaking. Me. Daniel Harris, contract HEF 2179, the Whitmore reception. I'm notifying you there's a material change in funding. My bank issued stop payment confirmations on today's ACH. I'm not disputing your work. I'm protecting assets tied to my accounts. Marcus. Are you canceling service? Me. I'm withdrawing authorization for my funds. Your contract section 9B says you may suspend performance upon non-payment or revoked authorization. I'm telling you that condition exists. If the wedding party provides alternate payment, that's between you and them. Marcus. Understood. Can you email proof? They said be of alive.have. Me. Sent 1 minute ago. Subject line payment authorization. Hold. Attachments. PDF bank notices with timestamps. Marcus. We'll secure our equipment. One call down. Not rage. Not revenge. Boundaries. Text attorney Maya Lopez. Good language. No tortious interference. You're notifying, not instructing breach. Keep it clinical. Call Rosedale Florals. Susan. Rosedale Florals. Me. Daniel Harris. Contract RFW 1423. Bank stop pay is active. See attached confirmation #71384 #71388. Section 7 allows you to reclaim inventory upon non-payment. Susan. Those orchids are woven into the altarpiece. Me. Then you'll need ladders. I respect your work. I expect you to respect my bank accounts. Call Edison Strings. Coordinator, Edison Strings. Me, Harris here. Contract ES, a 440. Payment authorization has been revoked. Your Clause 5 permits cease performance for failed consideration. I'll email documentation. Coordinator. We'll protect our instruments. Call Lumina, AV and Lighting. Ops Lead. Lumina, AV. Me. Contract LAV 207. ACH is frozen. You are entitled to pull consoles and fixtures until alternative funding appears. Ops Lead. Copy. We'll dispatch a tech team. Call Premier Linen. Rep. Premier Linen Rentals. Me. Contract PL 889. Refer to your remedy clause. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you my money is off the table. The words felt clean. I wasn't a narcissist lashing out or a toxic parent making a scene. I was a signer protecting instruments. Numbers over narratives. SFX. Phone vibrates on dashboard. Email. First Buckeye Bank. Subject. Stop payment confirmations. Harris Wedding ACH. Body. Confirmations. #71384. Whitmore Events. #71385. Rosedale. #71386. Edison Strings. #71387. Premier Linen. #71388. Lumina AV. Attached. PDF notices. Voice memo 3:41 p.m. Write the numbers twice. Numbers don't blink. People blink. Text Ava. Dad, are you serious? People are looking at me. Can we talk after? Me. Unsent. We could have talked before. I deleted it. No phone fights. Paper trails only. Email to Ava and Ryan. CC. Maya. Subject. Payment update. Body. Ava. Per your immediate family rule, I will not enter the venue. I have revoked authorization for payments originating from my accounts. Vendors have been notified to seek alternative arrangements from the wedding party. Attached. Bank PDFs and a one-page summary of contracts remedies on non-payment. Dad. Call venue accounting. Coordinator. Whitmore Events billing. Me. Harris. Contract. We 981. ACH pulls at 4:30. You are on the stop list. If the party provides a new card or wire, great. If not, refer to your event hold policy. Coordinator. Understood. RA. I stared at my reflection in the windshield. Same man who shows up at 6:15 a.m. to check rebar before a pour. Same man who said yes too many times because grief and guilt after my wife died made me an enabler. Was I enabling this toxic entitlement all along by being nice? Yes. Is this me being cruel? No. This is me stopping the lie. SFX. New email ping. Email attorney Maya Lopez. Subject. Next steps if they smear you. Body. If they escalate via social, they will. We respond with ledger transparency. Education, housing, vehicles, wedding costs. Also, consider filing a notice of intent promissory note reclassification. If they try a last-minute beneficiary change on any wire, I want screenshots. Keep all comms written. Me Maya. Consider it done. If vendors ask, I'll reference mechanics' lien rights generally not as a threat. As a reminder, they have remedies that don't involve me. Call Mike, foreman. Mike. Boss? Me. We good on the Westerville pour? Mike. Inspector signed. Also, I heard about the wedding. You did what men do when people mistake kindness for weakness. Me. I did what signers do. Control exposure. SFX. A delivery truck passes. Distant thunder, a little closer. At 3:55 p.m., a white panel van I recognized from vendor docks pulled into the far drive. No sirens, no drama, just logistics turning around when the money flow does. Text unknown number. Likely Ryan. This is harassment. You can't ruin a wedding because your ego is hurt. Me, Ryan, text. This is not harassment. This is a funding decision. If you want service, provide funds. Keep future messages in email and address counsel CC'd above. Email Ryan Whitmore. Subject. You're out of line. Body. Daniel. This is appalling. You agreed to cover today. Grow up. CC. His father. 2 Whitmore business friends. Me all. Reply all. Subject. You're out of line. Body. I agreed to pay for a wedding where I was welcome as family. I was told I am not. Accordingly, I've withdrawn my authorization. Please direct all future communications to counsel. Attached. Stop payment PDFs. D. Harris. SFX. Seatbelt clicks. Engine idles. I checked the USB clone in my glove box, the same files as the one in the white box on their table. Ava. 25 years. Tuition, health insurance co-pays, laptop purchases, car titles, bank accounts I set up when she was 16. Every written evidence line that proves I didn't wake up, mean I woke up responsible. At 4:07 p.m., Patricia from First Buckeye called back. Patricia. Mr. Harris. System shows merchants acknowledging the stop notices. You'll see post-cancel confirmations in your inbox. Me. Thank you. Please flag any attempt to process via merchant-initiated transactions or representments. Send me case IDs. I hung up and watched the hotel's side door. A catering utility cart rolled out first, then 3 staffers with sealed Cambros. No shouting, no meltdown, just cause and effect. SFX, phone buzz, voicemail, text preview. Voicemail, Ava. Dad, please answer. People are whispering. Ryan says you're trying to control me. I just wanted today to be perfect. Control isn't cutting off the faucet that funds your erasure. Control is telling a man he can pay but not exist. I put the truck in drive. The clock turned 4:15 p.m. Time for consequences to enter through the service door. SFX. Windshield wipers squeak once, distant thunder. Hotel service door clanks. At 4:16 p.m., consequences arrived in polo shirts and non-slip shoes. The catering crew rolled 2 Cambros and a sheet pan rack out the side door. No shouting, no drama. Just inventory control, the quiet opposite of a meltdown. A moment later, a Lumina AV tech in a black tee jogged in with a road case and a coil of XLR like a firefighter headed into a building that wasn't on fire yet. I eased the truck forward and parked where I could see the ballroom windows. Crystal chandeliers burned like they were paid for. In 2 minutes, the lighting plot would look aspirational instead of funded. Email. Marcus, catering. Subject. Notice of suspension. Harris, divided by. Whitmore, reception. Body. Pursuant to Section 9B. Service is suspended pending alternative payment from the wedding party. We are securing hot boxes, chafers, and bar inventory. Photos attached for chain of custody. M. Attachments. Thumbnails of timestamps, stainless lids, sealed bottles. Written evidence travels well in JPEG. SFX. Ballroom ambience faint through glass laughs. Silverware, quartet in a major key. Through the window. Susan from Rosedale Florals entered frame with 2 assistants and a rolling tub. She went straight for the altarpiece, a tower of white orchids that had been wired and taped with the patience of a surgeon. One assistant held the ladder. The other snipped paddle wire with a click that carried even through glass. Inside, heads began to turn. Text venue coordinator, unknown iPhone. Mr. Harris. Ops here. We received your PDFs. Accounting is in contact with the wedding party. For safety, we're staging a quiet service pause. Respectfully, please do not enter the ballroom. We'll manage floor-level communications. Me. I won't step foot on your carpet. Thank you for keeping this civil. At 4:18 p.m., the string quartet stopped mid-phrase, cellist first, then the violist, then 2 violinists laying bows across laps as a Lumina tech unplugged the DI box. The ballroom didn't go silent. It thinned, like a soundtrack being dragged to zero with a fingertip. I watched Ava turn to the dais with the trained smile of someone who has been told since age 16 that good optics are half the job. She started across the floor in a cloud of silk. Ryan intercepted Marcus near the banquet line. Ryan muffled through glass. You can't just, we're in the middle of service. Marcus, calm. We can, and we are. Your funder revoked authorization. Alternate payment restores service. Nothing to doing. Ryan. Put it on my card. Marcus. We'll need pre-authorization for the full balance. It's 6 figures. Ryan's mouth kept moving. His card apparently didn't. Email Lumina. AV. Ops. Subject. Suspension logged. LAV 207. Body. Rig is in safe mode. Consoles disconnected. Dimmers at 25% for egress. Returning upon cleared funds. Ops. Text. Mike. Foreman. Boss. They just dimmed the chandelier. Never seen a rich room look poor that fast. I didn't reply. I was busy learning what poetic justice looks like from 50 yards away. It doesn't gloat. It documents. Inside, Ava reached Susan at the altar. The orchids came down in soft armfuls, like carrying a bride the wrong direction. Ava's voice lifted, brittle. "Excuse me. We're, mid-ceremony pictures, Susan. We're mid-reclamation. Authorization was canceled at 4:15. I have paperwork." Susan held up a clipboard. "Even through glass, paper reads as power. Ava. My dad can't, he wouldn't." Susan. "He didn't cancel your wedding. He canceled his payments." SFX. Quartet cases latch. A road case wheel squeaks. A premier linen team started unclipping table skirting with the clinical tenderness of a nurse removing a bandage. Cloth doesn't scream when it leaves a room, it simply stops flattering it. Email Ryan Whitmore reply, all with dad and board CC'd. Subject: outrageous behavior. Body: Daniel is intentionally humiliating our family. We will sue for tortious interference and emotional distress. Asterisk. Meall. Subject: outrageous behavior. Body: I have interfered with nothing. I have withdrawn consent to use my bank accounts. Vendors are exercising contractual remedies. If you'd like service, provide funds. All my communications remain in writing. D. Harris. Text Maya, attorney. Perfect. Also, his threat is hollow. No promise to pay equals no breach when you stop paying. Keep screenshots. If they escalate, we go ledger public. Through the glass. Someone tried to restart the music using a Bluetooth speaker. It lasted 2 measures before the Lumina tech unplugged that, too, with a polite nod and a finger at the posted notice. No unauthorized equipment on venue circuits. And Ava finally looked toward the front windows. It took her a beat to find me in the reflection. When she did, her face went 8 years old for half a second, eyes wide. A very small shake of the head as if I had flipped the breakers with a grudge and a cartoon lever. I held her gaze. I didn't mouth anything cruel. I didn't mouth anything at all. That's what boundaries look like from outside the glass. Stillness that doesn't bargain. Call venue security. Unknown. Security. Mr. Harris? We're aware of vendor movements. Everything is calm. We appreciate you remaining off property. For the record, would you like a civil standby if the wedding party approaches you outside? Me. Not unless they escalate. I expect them to handle their own invoices. At 4:23 p.m., Susan's assistants rolled the last tub past the doors. Marcus's team folded the bar like a stage set. The quartet zipped cases. A lighting tech carried 2 moving heads like sleeping cats and disappeared through the service hallway. Inside the window, Ryan was red and cornered, talking to a small cluster of men who can make or unmake reputations at the club with a story and an arched eyebrow. I've poured patios for those men. I know the smell of panic under cologne. Email Ava, no CC. Subject: please. Body: Dad, please stop. People think you're trying to control me. I just wanted a non-embarrassing day. Me, Ava. CC, Maya. Subject: please. Body: I'm not controlling you. I'm controlling my exposure. You set a boundary. Immediate family only. I'm honoring it along with my right to decide how my money moves. If you want the same services, ask Ryan's family to fund them. Attachments. Bank PDFs. Again. I watched Ava open her phone, read, and close it like it stung. She said something to Ryan. He didn't look at her. He looked at the cluster of suits. The chandeliers dropped to exit level. The ballroom, without light and music and flowers, looked like what it has always been. A rental box with a good ceiling. SFX. Rain starts. Soft patter on windshield. Voice memo 4:26 p.m. Note for future me. When people say, this is toxic, they mean, I lost control. When they say, you're a narcissist, they mean, you stopped being an enabler. Hold the line. Keep the files. Numbers don't blink. A florist van pulled away. Then the AV truck. Then the linen sprinter, with a magnetic logo that suddenly felt like a judge's robe. The catering van lingered Marcus at the alley door, arms crossed, waiting for a miracle swipe that wasn't coming. Call Patricia. Bank. Patricia. Mr. Harris, quick update. One merchant attempted a representant. We rejected and noted case ID number A55127. You'll see the flag. Me. Appreciated. Keep the wall up. At 4:29 p.m., the venue coordinator stepped outside, scanned the lot, spotted me, and gave a small nod. Professional to professional. Cause understood. Effect managed. My phone buzzed again. Text Mike, foreman. Boss, you didn't torch the place. You just turned off your hose. That's plumbing, not revenge. Me, exactly. Inside, the photographer raised a camera anyway. No flowers, no quartet. Just a bride in pearls beneath exit lighting. Maybe that's the picture she needed. Maybe that's the one that tells the truth. Love without receipts looks different when the receipts stop. I put the truck in gear. The USB clone in my glove box clicked against the plastic as we rolled. AVA, 25 years. Not a threat. A mirror. At the corner, the light turned green. I signaled right toward Maya's office, toward paper, toward the life I should have started years ago when I mistook guilt for kindness. Behind me, through the rain, the chandeliers went dark. SFX, wipers off, engine idle, office park ambience, HVAC, hum, distant printer. Maya Lopez's office smelled like toner and victory. Glass walls, case binders, a framed diploma that said she liked rules because rules protect people who don't have a country club. She didn't stand to shake my hand. She pointed to the chair and a legal pad. Maya, tell me everything you paid for and what you can prove. I dropped the binder. Harris v. Entitlement. Tabs fanned like a deck. Education, housing, vehicles, medical, wedding. On top, a USB labeled AVA. 25 years mirror. Me. I didn't raise a monster. I raised a kid who learned the wrong lesson because I taught it. Nice was my alibi. I became an enabler with a checkbook. Maya. Good. Keep that sentence. A judge won't hear it, but a reporter will if we ever need one. For the record, this is not revenge. This is reclassification and boundaries. She slid a yellow sticky to the edge of her pad. Boundaries plus documents equals power. Maya. We'll start with a demand package. Not a tantrum. A ledger. We are not suing yet. We're issuing a 30-day demand to repay $9XX, 0 inches support reclassified as advances. If she disputes, we escalate to a promissory note or litigation. Family court hates cash with no paper. We love paper. Click. Her laptop opened a template that had cut throats politely. Email Maya, me on screen draft. Subject. Draft demand letter. Exhibits AF. Body. Please confirm totals. Tone. Professional. Non-accusatory. Emphasis. Accountability, not punishment. ML. Maya. Walk me through education. I handed Exhibit A. Riverside Academy invoices. Northwest State University tuition statements. Study abroad wire receipts. A neat life of ACH and PDF. Me. $412K education. 12 years private plus 4 years college plus fees. Dorms, meal plans. Trips labeled networking. Maya. Vehicles. Exhibit B. Titles. Insurance premiums. Maintenance. 3 cars. 2 trade-ins. Too many apologies to myself. Me. $75K plus running costs. Maya. Housing. Exhibit C. Apartment leases. Deposits. Parent-paid utilities. Credit card bumps when lifestyle outpaced income. Me. $120K. Maya. Medical and tech. Exhibit D. Copays. iPhones. Laptops. For school. That were also for Instagram. Me. $28K. Maya. Wedding to date. Exhibit E. Today's contracts. Deposits. Stop payment confirmations. #71384. #71388. From First Buckeye. Me. $147K committed. Some clawed back. Maya. Total demands. $9XX000. We reserve the right to adjust as statements finalize. She typed like a metronome. Screen demand letter excerpt. Read as Vo. Ray. Formal demand for restitution of advances. Dear Miss Harris, for 25 years, Mr. Daniel Harris provided material support that, while extended without contemporaneous promissory notes, is properly characterized as advances rather than irrevocable gifts. Given the pattern, scale, and reliance. Enclosed, please find Exhibits AF itemizing $9 XX000. Demand is hereby made for payment in full within 30 days of receipt. Absent resolution, we will proceed to formalize the obligation via promissory note or initiate civil recovery. This is not punitive, it is accountability. Sincerely, Lopez Law, PLLC. Maya. Tone matters. We're not the toxic ones here, we're the adults. She looked up. Maya. Before we courier this, I need to ask the ugly question. Why did you let it go this long? I stared at the glass wall. My reflection looked tired and exact. Me. Quiet. Because after my wife died, every time Ava said, "Dad, please," I heard, "Save me." I built a script where love equals paying quickly. I trained a narcissist system around me. I told myself I was preventing pain. I was preventing growth. Maya. There it is. Put that in your journal. Not in your email. She printed the demand. Blue ink signed it, and clipped it to a stack thick enough to stop a door. Maya. Courier with signature required. We want a receipt we can frame if we have to. To Heaven Lauder Little Place. Text. Maya Courier Service. Pick up Lopez Law. Deliver to Whitmore Grand Hotel. Room listed under Ava Whitmore. Signature required. Photo on delivery. She turned the conversation like a dial. Maya. One more thing. If they go PR first, we go transparency. I'll prep a ledger summary for media. Numbers only. 0 adjectives. You'll be boring on purpose. Boring beats hysterical every day in America. I nodded. Boredom sounded like safety. Maya. After courier, you go see Dr. Patel. Short session. Not for feelings though, have some. It's for your script. We have to rewrite nice into boundary. You don't need to be cruel. You need to be clear. SFX. Door chime. Hallway footsteps. Cut to Dr. Patel's office. SFX. Soft clock tick. Fabric chair. Pen against pad. Dr. Patel. You look like a man who brought receipts. Me. I brought an autopsy. 25 years of good intentions labeling themselves love. Dr. Patel. Say the line you don't want to say. I swallowed it once. Then said it. Me. Was I enabling their toxic behavior all this time by being too nice? Yes. And I liked the hero feeling because it hid my grief. It's time to stop feeling guilty and start fighting back. Not against my daughter, against the story I wrote that kept her small and made me smaller. Dr. Patel. Good. Now give me 2 behaviors that mean fighting back without becoming toxic yourself. Me. 1. No money without paper promissory note or contract, always. 2. No verbal negotiations, email only, CC counsel. If I break either, I'm enabling. Dr. Patel. 3rd rule. Me. If I feel shame, I pause. Shame made me pay faster. It's not a green light, it's a red flag. He wrote them on a card and slid it to me. Paper divided by email divided by pause. Dr. Patel. Tape that to your dashboard. You don't cure a lifetime of enabling with 1 strong day. You stack days. SFX. Card tuck into wallet. Chair scrape. Cut back Maya's office. SFX. Printer whir stapler. Email Maya me. Subject. Media ready ledger summary. Draft. Body. 2 versions attached, one with category totals, one with year by year. If pressed on motive. Your only line. Boundaries are not punishment. They're the conditions under which love can be trusted. Do not embellish. Attachment ledger summary excerpt. Read as VO. Education K-12. University. Fees. $412,000. Housing leases. Utilities. Deposits. $120,000. Vehicles purchase, insurance, maintenance. $75,000. Medical divided by tech copays, devices. $28,000. Wedding commitments, contracts, deposits. $147,000. Total. $9. XX000. Documentation available upon request. Text courier. Delivered 5:42 p.m. Signed by A. Whitmore. Attached photo of signature and room door. Photo. Ava's signature tight, defensive. Door placard. 1217. For the file. Voice memo 5:44 p.m. The paper is in the room. Not to hurt her. To end the script that hurts both of us. My phone vibrated. Unknown number, then a second. Then a third. I let them go to voicemail. No phone fights. Paper trails only. Email Ryan's father. Board CC'd. Subject: we should discuss this privately. Body: Daniel, surely we can come to terms without making a spectacle. This is a family matter. Asterisk: me, all reply all. Subject: we should discuss this privately. Body: agreed that privacy is valuable. Privacy requires honesty and payment. My counsel has issued a formal demand with a 30-day window. Please direct responses in writing to Miss Lopez. If you attempt public narratives, we will respond with documents only. D. Harris. Maya glanced up from her monitor and raised an eyebrow. Good. Maya. Last item. If they try a beneficiary change on anything you ever funded, old joint accounts, trust spillovers, whatever, screenshot, forward, freeze. We've set alerts on your bank accounts. Me. Got it. I stood. The office lights reflected in the window like a second, cleaner world where adults kept records and nobody confused money with love. Maya, softening. For what it's worth, I took this case because it's personal. My mother lost her house to a power of attorney stunt my brother and his wife ran when she was sick. We didn't have your paper. You do. Use it. She didn't blink when she said it. Lawyers don't cry in glass offices. They file. Outside, the storm had moved east. Columbus was washed and ordinary again. I slid the paper divided by email divided by pause card behind my license in my wallet. It looked like a permit to build a different life. SFX, truck door, engine start, seatbelt click. Text Mike, foreman. Boss, tomorrow we frame at 7. Also, you left your good tape measure in the job box. Don't let rich people borrow that one. Me, copy, framing at 7. Tape measure stays with me. I pulled into traffic. Nice wasn't love. Nice was avoidance. Tonight I didn't feel nice. I felt lawful. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like a father worth respecting. SFX. Early evening in the cab, wipers quiet, phone buzzes like a gnat you can't swat. By 7:12 p.m., the first PR grenade rolled under my door. Email Spokane business. No. Wrong city. Columbus Business Ledger. Subject line fussy and polite. Mr. Harris, we've received tips alleging you disrupted your daughter's wedding and are attempting to collect nearly $1M from her. Would you like to comment? Deadline 9:30 p.m. Tips. That's how narratives sprout anonymous seeds, thirsty for clicks. Text screenshot from Mike. Ava's Facebook post in a private Central Ohio weddings group. Heartbroken. My dad showed up uninvited, then cut off all vendors mid-reception to punish me. He's now demanding $900K and threatening my new family. Please pray for us. Comments. Toxic narcissist. File emotional distress. Cut contact. Text Mike. Boss. They're swinging at your name. Me Mike. Copy. Paper only. Call Bob Jennings, concrete supplier, 18Bs. Bob. Danny, hate to ask, but the chamber group chat is buzzing. People are saying you're unstable. That true? Me. It's true I stopped payments from my bank accounts. It's true I have documents. Anything else is story. Thank you. Next watching. Bob. You got anything I can repeat? Me. Yes. Numbers over narratives. Tomorrow, you'll have a ledger. He grunted. Old men like Bob don't love drama. They love invoices paid on time. Email Ryan's mother, reply all to half the city. Subject, deeply private family matter. Body. We're saddened that Daniel has made this public. Our son married for love, not money. We ask for privacy while we consult counsel. I hit reply all before the coffee cooled. Me all. Subject, deeply private family matter. Body. I agree privacy is valuable. That's why all my communications have been in writing to counsel. I have not posted on social media. I simply withdrew authorization for my funds. If false statements continue, I will respond with documents only. Bank PDFs, contracts, stop payment confirmations. D. Harris. Text Maya, attorney. They're testing you. Don't flinch. Draft for morning, media ledger plus statement, 2 sentences. Also preserve everything. Screenshots, URLs, timestamps. This is your evidence list. Voice memo 7:41 p.m. Dr. Patel's card. Paper divided by email divided by pause. Shame says, explain yourself now. Pause says, publish facts at dawn. SFX. Phone rings different tone, old friend tone. Call Rotary President, Carol. Carol. Dan, I've known you 20 years. Tell me the truth. Is any of this you, me? The truth is boring. I set boundaries. I documented them. If you need more than that, you'll get numbers tomorrow. Carol. Okay. For what it's worth, some of us are tired of people screaming toxic when they mean you stopped being an enabler. Bring the documents. When Rotary sounds like a courtroom, you know a city's listening. Email Ava BCC to friends I've never met. Subject. Dad, please don't ruin me. Body. You're making me look like a monster. Can you at least tell people you gifted that money? It was never a loan. Me, Ava. CC. Maya. Subject. Re. Dad, please don't ruin me. Body. I will not discuss this outside counsel. Words like gift and loan are legal terms with standards. We will use documents, not labels. Text. Unknown. Club contact. You'll never work with Whitmore accounts again. Me. I build for people who like foundations. Call Mike, foreman. Speaker in the cab. Mike. Boss. I'm going to say the quiet part. For years you bought peace. They got used to it. You cutting the hose looks like an attack to people who depended on the splash. Me. I know. That's withdrawal. Not of love, of my ATM. Mike. Tomorrow you publish. But tonight, you rest. We frame at 7. Bring the good tape. And don't read comments. SFX. Chuckle exhale. Phone buzz again. Email Columbus Business Ledger. Follow up. We'd like your statement by 9:30. Otherwise, we'll print without. Me Ledger. Statement for publication. Verbatim. I have not ruined any event. I revoked authorization to use my bank accounts after being told I was not immediate family for the event my funds underwrote. Vendors are exercising their lawful remedies. If commentary is required, I will provide documents in the morning. A categorized ledger. Education, housing, vehicles, medical, divided by tech, wedding, totaling $9XX000 with receipts, contracts, and stop payment confirmations. Boundaries are not punishment. They are conditions for trust. Daniel Harris. Text Maya. Perfect. Save as PDF. Send me every outlet asking for comment. I'll coordinate a single press packet at 9 a.m. with ledger summary, timeline, and Q&A 10 lines. No adjectives. Email. Chamber of Commerce. Subtle but sharp. Subject. Concerned. Body. Mr. Harris, certain members have expressed concern about your temperament. Please confirm your business remains stable. Me Chamber. Subject. Concerned. Body. My temperament is measured in retention, safety, and cash flow. See attached OSHA record. A divided by R, aging, bonding capacity. Tomorrow you'll see the ledger that triggered the rumor mill. D. Harris. Attach competence. Rumors hate competence. Text. Dr. Patel. After hours, unexpected. You can't control perception tonight. You can control inputs. Sleep, food, water. Tomorrow you control facts. That's the job. I stared at the windshield until my face looked like steel. Voice memo 8:58 p.m. I apologized with money for a decade. That apology turned me into a prop in someone else's optics. Tonight I'm not sorry. I'm sober. The phone hummed again. One more anonymous tip from a reporter I knew by his hunger. I forwarded it to Maya with a single line. Me Maya. Q4 outlet. Wants blood. Give him math. Maya. Copy. Uploading media ledger to a private link. Embargo lifts 9 a.m. Bring your binder and your USB clones. We publish once. Clean. I parked in my driveway. The house met me with quiet that didn't accuse me of anything. On the kitchen counter, I laid out tomorrow's pack. Binder. Harris verse. Entitlement. USB 3 clones. AVA. 25 years. Mirror. Ledger summary. 2 pages. Category totals, plus timeline. Stop pay PDFs, #71384, #71388. Dr. Patel's card. Paper divided by email, divided by pause. I made eggs and overcooked them. I drank water like it was a contract. I turned my phone face down and let it sing to itself. Before bed, I wrote one email to myself and blind copied the future. Email to me delay, send 8:55 a.m. Subject: publish if smeared. Body: if they post again, you don't defend your character. You publish receipts. You are not a narcissist because you stopped being an enabler. You are a father with boundaries and a contractor who knows how to pour footings. Footings don't argue. They hold. Asterisk: I set the delay, turned out the light, and slept like a man who had finally put the paper where his heart had been. SFX: morning kettle, printer whir, email pings in rhythm. At 8:59 a.m., I wasn't refreshing comments. I was aligning staples. 9 hours send. Email press packet, Lopez Law. Outlets divided by chamber, divided by rotary, divided by partners. Subject: documents. Harris Ledger, timeline, and contract notices. Attachments: ledger, summary, PDF 2 pages. Timeline 25 IRs PDF 1 page. Stop pay. Confirmations: 71,384, 71,388. PDF 5 page. Contracts. Remedies. Excerpts. PDF 6 page. Statement: D. Harris. TXT 2 sentence. Body: numbers over narratives. Questions in writing only. Attachment: ledger, summary. PDF: read as VO. Education: K-12 plus university plus fees, $412,000. Housing leases plus utilities plus deposits, $120,000. Vehicles: purchase plus insurance, plus maintenance, $75,000. Medical, divided by tech co-pays, plus devices, $28,000. Wedding commitments, contracts, plus deposits to date, $147,000. Total, $9XX000. Full receipts available upon request. Statement, verbatim: I did not ruin any event. I revoked authorization to use my bank accounts after being told I was not immediate family for the event my funds underwrote. Vendors exercised contractual remedies. Boundaries are not punishment. They are conditions for trust. Daniel Harris, SFX. Phone vibrates then again, then again. The good kind. Email Columbus Business Ledger. Reply: publishing now. Your documents are unusually thorough. Quote, approved as is. Email Rotary President Carol. Saw the PDFs. Bring 3 print sets to lunch. We'll file them with the Grants Committee minutes. Also good line about boundaries. Text Bob, concrete. Ledger read: anyone calling you unstable can come look at my A divided by R. You pay at net 10. You're fine. Text Mike, foreman. The crew saw the totals. One guy said his daughter wants to hug you and also get a job. I opened timeline, 25. Yours, PDF. It's not angry. It's a line of dates and amounts that strip adjectives off a life. 2008, 2020. Riverside Academy tuition, 12. Receipts and transcripts filed. 2015-2019. University tuition plus room divided by board plus study abroad. Bursar statements. 2016. First car, title in my name. Insured under my policy. Upgrade path documented. 2023, 2024. Wedding contracts, deposits, and today's stop payment confirmations, #71384, #71388. Email local TV producer. We prefer stories with feelings. Your packet has columns. Can you talk on camera about the why? Maya BCC to me. Reply to producer. Mr. Harris will not discuss emotions. He'll discuss documents. If you need why, use his 2-sentence statement. Text Dr. Patel. Boring is a strategy. Keep being boring. SFX, office door, footsteps, the soft thud of a heavy binder. I put the binder and USB clone in my bag and drove to Rotary. The lunchroom smelled like coffee and old decisions. Carol, quiet, into her mic. We have a brief item before scholarships. Mr. Harris submitted documentation relevant to community rumors. I stood. No speech. Just handed out packets. Ledger. Timeline. Stop pay PDFs. Member Hajon. All of this, documented. Me, every dollar has a PDF. Member #2. And you didn't post accusations? Me. No social posts, email only. Counsel CC'd. Isley Weiss C round fires. Member #3. Then why is the internet calling you toxic? Me. Because I stopped being an enabler. Silence. Then the sound of papers turning. Which is what fairness sounds like in rooms like this. Email Columbus Business Ledger, live link. Headline. Ledger shows $9XX, 0 inches, documented support. Father says move was accountability, not punishment. Pull quote, numbers over narratives. Social wedding group screenshots from Mike. Okay, I saw the receipts. That's a lot. If my dad spent that, I'd seat him at the head table, not the parking lot. Y'all throw narcissist around like confetti. Every has not connection. Email Anderson and Whitmore family friend. To their chain. Leaked back to me. This is indefensible with those PDFs. Recommend no further public statements. Seek resolution. Text unknown club contact who threatened me last night. Saw the ledger. I was out of line. Whiskey on me sometime? Me. Bring 2. 1 for the binder. At 11:06 a.m., Ava emailed no CCs, no performative audience. Email Ava. Subject. I read it. Body. Dad. I read the ledger. I didn't know. I should have asked. People are texting me the article. Ryan wants a statement saying you abused me financially. I don't know what's true anymore. Asterisk. I breathe before answering. Paper divided by email divided by pause. Me Ava. CC. Maya. Subject. I read it. Body. Facts are true or not true regardless of statements. If you want to talk about truth, we do it in writing, with documents, and without audiences. If you're ready, reply with 1 sentence. I want to understand what I took for granted. Then we can begin. No reply. Just the typing dots that stopped and started 3 times. Email venue coordinator professional, warm. Mr. Harris, thank you for keeping everything in writing. For what it's worth, your packet helped us explain last night to staff. It wasn't drama, it was funding. Your civil approach set the tone. Text Maya. Phase 2. If they try to reframe with gift language, we publish the gifts versus advances explainer, with IRS thresholds, no tax advice, calm, clinical. Also, I've prepped a Q&A. Q. Why now? A. Because boundaries delayed are lessons compounded. At 12:02 p.m., TV producer tried one more time. Producer, can we at least film B-roll of you working? It humanizes. Me. You can film concrete setting. That's the only thing I want humanized. Producer. Honestly? That's better TV. SFX, job site ambience rebar slap, compressor hiss, faint radios. They filmed the pour while I read emails under a hard hat. Email Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for the materials. Internal note. We view this as a private matter successfully de-escalated by documentation. See you at the procurement roundtable next month. The camera guy asked for a line. Camera, off to the side. 1 sentence for viewers. Me. Numbers over narratives. Boundaries over bargains. He nodded like he'd heard a thing he could cut clean. Text Mike. Boss. The crew voted. Your new nickname is Ledger Dan. Also, beamline is true. Inspector just smiled. I smiled back at the slab. The beamline was true because the math was true, because my voice was finally true. Voice memo 12:47 p.m. PR isn't people liking you. PR is proof ready. As I put the phone away, Maya called Rare for her. Maya. Heads up. I'm hearing the Whitmores are regrouping. If they go quiet, good. If they go clever, we're ready. Either way, the public turn happened. Twist landed. Me. What do I do now? Maya. You go to work. Let math do the talking. And eat lunch. You keep forgetting lunch. I looked at the thermos I'd ignored. Cold coffee, warm consequences. The camera crew packed up. The concrete set. The rumor mill lost its grip on my name. Math was my PR. And for the first time in a long time, Columbus felt like a town where proof could still beat a post. SFX. Hotel HVAC drone. Elevator dings. Soft hallway carpet underfoot. Rain ticking at the window. By 6:47 a.m. the next morning, the Whitmore Grand had the hungover quiet only luxury hotels know. Scented air. Muffled regret. I wasn't there. But my inbox was. Email, Ryan's father BCC counsel to board friends. Subject, family discussion. Body, given recent developments and the Ledger publication, we recommend annulment counsel. Reputation risk remains unacceptable. Text Ava, are you awake? Can we talk? Not performative, just us. Paper divided by email divided by pause. I waited for coffee to finish. Me Ava, text. Email only. CC counsel if you need witnesses. No audiences. Email Ava, no CCs. Subject, I need help. Body, Ryan left at 5. His mom wants him home. I can't pay the room past tonight. My cards are maxed. I know how that sounds. Please. Asterisk. Typing stops. Resumes. I read the ledger again. I don't know the last time I said thank you without wanting something. I want to change. I don't know how. I let the cursor blink until it lost its power. Me, Ava, CC, Maya. Subject, terms for temporary assistance. Body, I can extend 1 week of hotel coverage as a bridging allowance. $1,000 ACH to your personal account ending in 4,421. Conditions, employment within 14 days, any legal job. No financial requests for 6 months. All communication in writing, no triangulation, no social posts. We meet weekly by email agenda. Income, expenses, progress. If you accept, reply with, I accept these terms. If you want to negotiate, draft counter terms in writing. No calls. 5 minutes. 10. Then, email Ava. Subject, I accept these terms. Body, I accept these terms. Maya, quick CC. Log the acceptance. I'll draft a simple memorialization of conditions, not a promissory note. Just writing that proves boundaries existed. ACH First Buckeye Bank. Transfer, $1,000. Ava Harris memo. Temporary bridge. Week 1. PDF receipt. Save to Exhibit F. SFX. Hotel lobby murmur under the VO. Luggage wheels on tile. Text. Unknown number. Ava's friend, probably bridesmaid. You're abusing her. Annulment is your fault. She's devastated. Me. No texts. Email only. I blocked the number. Boundaries are boring. Blocking is a boundary. Email hotel billing. Subject, third-party payment notice. Body, Mr. Harris, we received $1,000 from your account applied to room 1217. Note, guest has until Friday, 11 a.m. to secure continuation. Attachment, itemized charges. Email Ava. Subject, thank you. Body, thank you. I know you don't trust words right now. I'm going to the mall to apply for anything retail. Coffee, whatever hires first. If you have suggestions, I'll take them. Me, Ava, CC, Maya. Subject, thank you. Body, good. Bring paper home. Application copies, offer letter, schedule. Budget your week. Food, transport, phone, no Uber luxuries. If you need a bus card, ask in writing with a plan. Text, Mike Foreman. Boss, rumor is Ryan's folks called a reputation consultant. Translation, they want to erase you again. This time, online. Me, can't erase math. Frame is up by 10, right? Mike, frame's up by 9:45. Ledger Dan doesn't miss. SFX, coffee machine hiss. Printer feeds. Email. Maya, memo. Subject, memorialization, bridge terms. Body, Dan sign and DocuSign to Ava. It reiterates, this is not ongoing support. This is conditional aid. It references the ledger and the demand letter window, now, day 2 of 30. Key clause, failure to meet conditions voids future assistance. Parties agree email is the official channel. Deviations revert to silence until written realignment. I signed, not because I didn't love my daughter, because love needed rails. Email Ava, later, with a photo. Subject, hired. Body, got a host job at Maple in Maine. $16, divided by HR plus tips. Start tonight at 5. Attached. Schedule. I'll look for a second shift. Attachment. HR packet screenshot. Schedule grid. A selfie in a black shirt she didn't beg me to buy. I stared too long at the photo. She looked like work, uncertain, but upright. Me, Ava. CC. Maya. Subject, hired. Body. Good start. Build a zero-based budget. List needs before wants. Phone. Food. Transport. Rent. Will review Sunday. Income versus outflow. Document tips. Daily written evidence. Wins arguments with yourself. Email Ryan. Subject only fury. Subject. You manipulated her into waiting tables. Body. Empty body. CC'd half his contacts. Me. All. Reply all. Subject. You manipulated. Body. Ava accepted terms in writing. Work isn't punishment. Work is agency. Please direct future commentary to counsel. Documents attached. Her acceptance. Bridge memo. Text Dr. Patel. Tonight she will feel shame when people she knows walk in. That shame is not a cue to rescue. It's a cue for growth. Your job is to not interfere with her discomfort. Voice memo 2:12 p.m. When shame pings, I pause. If I act, I paper it. If there's no paper, I don't act. SFX. Evening service clang. Restaurant host stand beeps. Printer spits checks. At 5:06 p.m., a photo from Mike, blurry but proud. A corner booth at Maple and Main, Ava standing straight behind the host stand. The caption, kid looks like she means it. Email Ava break at 7:12 p.m. Subject, first night notes. Body, my feet hurt. I said, welcome 147 times. A woman from high school laughed at my name tag. I didn't cry. I seat a four-top like I'm laying rebar square, firm, eye contact. I'll send my tip log after close. I smiled at the metaphor. Rebar holds the pour together. Name tags don't. Email Whitmore Family Council, new player. Subject, cease and desist, draft. Body, Mr. Harris. Our clients believe your ledger publication constitutes defamation and invasion of privacy. Please remove immediately, or we will seek injunctive relief. Maya Whitmore Counsel, CC me. Subject, cease and desist. Draft. Body. Your clients are free to dislike facts. They're still facts. Please identify a single false line item. Otherwise, withdraw. Also, note your client's ongoing smear campaign. We've preserved screenshots. Our client will not remove documents showing how his bank accounts were used. Text Mike. Lawyer smackdown reads nice. Me. Nice isn't the point. Lawful is the point. SFX. Restaurant closing tones. Distant laughter. Rain lightens. Email Ava, 11:03 p.m. Subject tip log. Day 1. Body. $86 in cash. $24 on cards. Will hit Friday. Bus pass $25. Granola bars, $6. I kept receipts. I said, thank you to 2 dishwashers and meant it. P.S. A couple from church came in. They didn't stare. They said, we're proud of you and tip 20%. P.S. I'm not asking for anything. Just reporting. Me Ava, CC Maya. Subject. Tip log. Day 1. Body. Good. Attach photos of receipts next time. Proud is free. Proof pays. Sleep. Be early. Shoes matter. I set the phone down. The house felt the right kind of empty. Voice memo, 11:18 p.m. Exit lighting doesn't lie. When the music cuts and the chandeliers dim, you see the room as it is. Tonight my daughter stood in that light and didn't run. That's the first deposit in an account that isn't a bank. SFX. Morning rain on office windows. Scanner beeps. Low legal pad rustle. At 8:03 a.m., Maya didn't say hello. She slid a thin folder across the glass table like a magician revealing both hands. Maya. They're going to try something clever. So are we. Inside. A 1-page closing readiness checklist. Not for us, for them. A honeypot. Maya. I've scheduled a dry run closing with the venue's preferred escrow this afternoon. The invite looks like a routine post-event reconciliation. If the Whitmores intend to swap beneficiaries or route funds from any of your historic accounts, they'll show their hand. Me. How does that help us? Maya. We capture the attempt, not the rumor. Email headers, DKIM, ARC, timestamps, and a screen record of the portal access. If they don't bite, great. If they do, we add Exhibit G, intent to misappropriate. She tapped the folder. Exhibit G was blank, waiting. Email escrow invite from Maya's contact. Subject: reconciliation call. Harris. Divided by Whitmore event. Body: brief call to finalize vendor dispositions. If any beneficiary updates are needed, please upload Form B change prior to 2 p.m. portal link below. Participants: Whitmore Events Billing, Ryan Whitmore, Ava Whitmore. Note: Mr. Harris is not required for this call. Funding party is TBD. Me. Won't they smell a trap? Maya. People who run on optics trust calendars. Also, this part. She spun her monitor. On screen. First, Buckeye Bank flags on my accounts, transaction alerts set to ping on representants, merchant-initiated pulls, and new beneficiary templates. Maya. We coordinated with Patricia at First Buckeye's business desk. You authorized alerts yesterday. If anyone tries a representment after a stop pay, R8, or files a template change, we get pings. Me. And if they accuse us of entrapment, A. Buldo. Maya. We didn't tell them to do anything. We sent an ordinary reconciliation invite. If they're clean, nothing happens. If they're not, something happens on their keyboard. Not ours. She leaned back, the flinty part of her finally softening. Maya. Quiet. Here's the thing I didn't say in class the other day. My mother didn't just lose a house to a POA stunt. She lost it to a son-in-law who called it family optimization. He used a beneficiary change right before closing. We had no paper. I take cases like yours because I like turning that trick into evidence. That was the second twist I didn't expect this morning. I wasn't a file. I was a rerun she refused to let happen to anyone else. Text: Dr. Patel. Today is about restraint. You've proven you can act. Now prove you cannot act until facts move first. I nodded at a phone that wasn't on a call. 12:57 p.m. ping. Email from Ryan Whitmore to escrow my BCC appeared by magic I didn't ask about. Subject: vendor updates divided by funding. Body: will be handling final payments. Please update beneficiary to Whitmore Holdings operating for any residuals. Our accountant will push a wire from a linked Harris account pending reauthorization. Attachment: Form B change. Unsigned. Draft. Docs. Maya didn't grin. Lawyers don't grin at probative value. She just hit record on a clean screen capture and opened the metadata. Maya. Header shows Ryan's domain. Time synced to 1:02 p.m. He wrote, linked Harris account, that's our keyword. They want to act like your money is a spigot. 1:11 p.m. ping. First Buckeye alert. Event: attempted merchant-initiated transaction on account ending 5412. Code: R8 stop payment in effect. Representment denied. Case ID: a 55127 updated. 1:24 p.m. ping. Template creation attempt. New beneficiary. Whitmore Holdings operating. Saved status: failed. Reason: insufficient authorization. Maya stapled the prints with the same precision she uses to cut vein lines from adjectives. Exhibit G. Now real. G1. Ryan email plus headers. DKIM. Divided by ArcPass. G2. Form B change draft. G3. Bank alert R8 representment denial. Case A 55127. G4. Template attempt failure log. Maya. We won't accuse them of theft. We'll describe behavior. Attempted to route payments to a different beneficiary and attempted to push a payment from your account post-stop pay. It's cleaner than adjectives. Judges like clean. 2:03 p.m. Reconciliation call. I listened on mute. Maya visible. SFX. Conference line entry tones. Escrow. Any beneficiary updates? Ryan. Yes. Please switch residuals and any reissues to Whitmore Holdings operating. Escrow. We'll need authorization from the funding party and rebuild it at tennis. Tentative example. Ryan. We're arranging that now. Ava, small. I don't think we are. Maya typed one sentence into the chat. Maya, chat to all. For clarity, Mr. Harris is not authorizing any further disbursement from his accounts. Documents forthcoming. The call ended with, we'll follow up in writing. My favorite phrase this month. Email Maya Whitmore Counsel. CC. Escrow. Me. Subject. Exhibit G. Attempted beneficiary and representment. Body. Attached, please find Exhibit G. Documenting your client's post-stop payment actions. R8 representment attempt. Case A55127. Beneficiary template creation failure. Email from Ryan Whitmore referencing linked Harris account. Lopez Law views these as further reason to avoid informal calls. Kindly conduct future communications in writing. Whitmore counsel. Minutes later. Your characterization is inflammatory. Our clients attempted to ensure vendors were paid. Maya. Ensuring payment doesn't require touching Mr. Harris's accounts or installing your entity as beneficiary. Please identify any factual error in G1, G4, SFX, office clock tick, a printer exhale. SFX. I looked at the stack. Demand letter, ledger, timeline, stop pay, now exhibit G. The pile had the weight of a wall. Text Mike. Boss. Rumor says club folks are suddenly allergic to beneficiary forms. Allergies are up citywide. Me. Exposure therapy works. Email Ava, 2:49 p.m. Subject. I was on the call. Body. I told them to stop. I can't fix what I broke, but I can stop breaking new things. I start my second shift tomorrow, coffee shop 6 a.m. 2 jobs. I'll send schedules. I know sorry isn't currency. Consider this a payment plan with time instead of money. I stared at the line and felt something like weather change. Maya closed her laptop. Maya. Phase 2 is complete. They tried clever. We documented. Clever. Now we wait. Demand clock is day 3 of 30. If they go silent, fine. If they swing, we file. Me. And you? Why stake this much time? She looked at the wall behind me like it was a past she wouldn't rehang. Maya. Because the night my mother lost her house, I promised to learn the difference between love and liability. Today we taught a room full of people the same thing. I put Exhibit G into the binder. The rings clicked shut like a safe. Voice memo 3:11 p.m. Clever beats loud, paper beats performance. And the only thing I'm controlling is a pen that signs boundaries I should have drawn years ago. SFX, elevator ping, carpeted hallway hush. Conference room door closes with a padded thud. 11 a.m. Neutral ground. A glass conference room at Mediation works, the kind of place where rich people come to keep bad stories out of court. At one end, Ryan, his father, and a firm-smiled attorney in a navy suit who'd rather bill than bleed. At the other, Maya and me. Ava sat between tables with a legal pad like a student who forgot the book but brought the will to listen. A paralegal set a recorder in the middle and announced the date and time. I like machines that remember. Mediator. We're here to explore a resolution between Mr. Daniel Harris and the Whitmore family. Ground rules. One speaks at a time. Documents over accusations. Miss Lopez? Maya didn't clear her throat. She never needs to. Maya. We'll proceed in 4 exhibits and 3 requests. She slid packets like she was dealing evidence, not cards. Exhibit A. Ledger summary. Education $, 412K. Housing $, 120K. Vehicles $, 75K. Medical divided by tech $, 28K. Wedding $, 147K. Total $, 9. XXK. Exhibit E. Stop payment confirmations. First Buckeye, #71384, #71388. Exhibit F. Bridge terms. Ava's emailed acceptance. ACH receipt, $1,000. Hotel billing note. Exhibit G. Attempted beneficiary divided by representment email headers. R8 denial, A55127. Template failure log. Then a single glossy page. Courier receipt. Signed by A. Whitmore, room 1217, photo circled. That was for memory. Maya. Requests are narrow. 1. Immediate retraction of all public statements alleging harassment, revenge, or mental instability. Signed by Ryan and parents within 24 hours. 2. Payment of vendor balances from non-Harris funds within 72 hours. Confirmation receipts emailed to all parties. 3. Written acknowledgement that Mr. Harris's 25 years of support are advances, not irrevocable gifts, with a 30-day window to resolve the $9XXK demand or negotiate structured terms. We're not here for adjectives. We're here for paper. Ryan's father clasped his hands like a sermon. Whitmore Sr. Our position is simple. Daniel acted like a narcissist seeking control. We refuse to be extorted with $1 million bill. Maya lifted a finger. The mediator nodded. Maya, Labeling doesn't rebut Exhibit G. Your son attempted to route funds to Whitmore Holdings Operating and represent a stop-paid transaction from Mr. Harris's account. If the goal was merely ensuring payment, none of that is necessary. The Navy suit attorney tried a smile that didn't reach policy limits. Whitmore Counsel. A drafting error by a junior assistant. Maya clicked the header metadata on the projector. Maya. Authored by R. Whitmore at 1:02 p.m. DKIM and ARC pass. Unless your junior assistant knows Ryan's inbox better than Ryan, we should retire that fiction. Ava inhaled like pain, not PR. Ava small, to the mediator. He sent it. Ryan snapped before he could check himself. Ryan. I was fixing your mess. Ava. By touching my father's accounts. That. My father landed. The room adjusted a degree cooler. Maya kept time with a pen. Maya. Moving to Exhibit E. The stop pay confirmations are routine and lawful. #71384 Whitmore Events. #71385 Rosedale Florals. #71386 Edison Strings. #71387 Premier Linen. #71388 Lumina AV. Mr. Harris didn't instruct breach. He withdrew authorization on his money. Vendors exercised contract remedies. If the Whitmores want performance, the Whitmores pay. Whitmore Sr. tried the next card. Whitmore Sr. This ledger, it's grotesque to tally a daughter's life like a ledger. I finally spoke. Me. It's grotesque to seat a man's money at your head table and send the man to the parking lot. Math is how you end that story without yelling. Mediator. Let's keep tone even. Mr. Harris, anything else? Me. Yes. I'm done being an enabler. Nice made me complicit. Boundaries make me honest. Navy suit leaned forward. Whitmore Counsel. Under Ohio law, most of these look like gifts, not advances. There's no promissory note. Maya tapped Exhibit F and the projector changed to a single slide. Maya. Pattern, scale, reliance, and reclassification are recognized bases for recovery. We're not adjudicating that today. We're memorializing a path. Retraction, vendor payment, acknowledgement. If you prefer court, say so and we'll file. We like judges. They like documents. Ava put her pen down. Her voice found something straight. Ava. I'll sign the retraction. I'll acknowledge the support. I'll get you vendor receipts. I don't speak for the Whitmores. Ryan exhaled a laugh without humor. Ryan. Ava. You don't understand the reputational fallout. She turned to him like a beamline. Ava. I do. I'm working 2 jobs and wearing a name tag. You're emailing escrow to fish in accounts that aren't yours. Silence. Conference rooms don't clap. They just hear better when the right sentence shows up. Maya slid a short draft across to Navy suit. Maya. Proposed retraction and acknowledgement. 1 paragraph. Upon review of documented financial records provided by Mr. Harris, prior statements alleging harassment or revenge were incorrect. Mr. Harris acted within his rights to revoke authorization for use of his accounts. We regret any harm to his reputation. Signatures. Ryan Whitmore. Whitmore Sr. Mrs. Whitmore. Ava's signature optional. She'll issue a separate note if she chooses. Navy suit scanned, looking for a non-existent exit clause. Whitmore Counsel. We'll need to soften incorrect. Maya. Incorrect is already soft. The alternative is false with exhibits. Pick your adverb. Whitmore Sr. shifted to me. Whitmore Sr. Daniel, man to man, what do you want? Really? Me. Not your table, not your club, not your opinion. I want a piece of paper that stops lies, receipts that prove you paid your own bills, and a written path for my daughter to grow up without me paying for the performance. You know, quote, he swallowed that. Pride tastes different at room temperature. Mediator. We can break for caucus. Or we can stipulate items one by one. Maya. Stipulate. Item 1, retraction. Navy suit typed, eyes flicking to his clients. Ryan pinched the bridge of his nose. Whitmore Sr. stared at the wall. We settled on, incorrect and withdrawn. Deadline, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Distribution. Same channels as the smear wedding group. Chamber chain, ledger. Item 2, vendor payment. 3 wires. Whitmore Holdings Operating is not the payor. Personal accounts or family trust, we don't care, as long as it's not mine. Proof. PDF confirmations to escrow and Maya by 72 hours. Item 3. Acknowledgement. One-page recognition of material support signed by Ava today. Whitmore's acknowledge receipt, stay silent on gift versus advance, and agree to no public statements disputing the ledger's accuracy while the 30-day demand runs. Ava reached for the pen first. Ava. I'll sign the recognition now. She read the sentence out loud before writing her name. Ava, reading. I acknowledge that my father, Daniel Harris, provided material support documented at approximately $9XX000 over 25 years. I further acknowledge his right to set boundaries around future financial involvement. Maya slid another sheet, no contact without counsel between me and the Whitmores. Maya. Final housekeeping. Future contact is email only. Counsel CC'd. No texts, no posts. If violated, we publish Exhibit G and seek injunctive relief. Navy suit nodded, resigned, not pleased. Whitmore counsel. We'll sign the retraction if you keep the Exhibit G screenshots out of the press. Maya. We haven't sent them anywhere. Your continued compliance keeps them where they are. In a binder. Mediator. Anything else before we memorialize? I looked at Ava. She didn't look small. She looked like someone who had been introduced to the shape of a life. Me. Yes, a small thing. Ava, when this is done, send vendor receipts yourself, not because I need them, because you do. She nodded. That was the only moment that felt like a hug without one. SFX, pens scratching, pages sliding, a stapler clacks. 12:12 p.m. We stood. Ryan avoided my eyes. Whitmore Sr. muttered something about unfortunate misunderstandings, which is aristocrat for we lost. In the elevator bank, Ava hung back. Ava. I told the mediator I'll record a video retraction for the wedding group. Not because you asked. Because I made the mess there. Me. Do it in writing too. Screenshots travel farther than voices. She almost smiled. Ava. Paper divided by email divided by pause. I wrote it on a sticky note. Me. Good. Stick it to your mirror, not your phone. She stepped into a different elevator than the Whitmores. That mattered. Outside, the sun found a way through a gray Columbus day and made the conference room glass glare like a warning. Voice memo 12:29 p.m. Climax isn't the shout. It's the signature. They blinked. The paper didn't. And for once, I didn't mistake winning for wounding. SFX. Afternoon sun through blinds. Quiet house. The steady tick of a wall clock. By 5:03 p.m. the next day, the Whitmores posted the retraction across every channel that had carried the smear. Not poetry compliance. Email Whitmore Counsel. Chamber divided by Rotary. Divided by press. We withdraw prior statements alleging harassment or revenge by Mr. Daniel Harris. Mr. Harris acted within his rights to revoke authorization for use of his accounts. We regret any harm to his reputation. Signatures. Ryan Whitmore. R. Whitmore. Senior M. Whitmore. Email escrow. Subject. Vendor balances paid. Body. Attached wires for Whitmore events. Edison Strings. Lumina AV. Premier Linen. Rosedale Florals. Funding. Whitmore personal accounts. Receipts enclosed. I printed the confirmations and slid them into the binder behind item 2. Paper behaves. At 7:42 p.m., a video hit the wedding group. Ava in her host shirt, hair pulled back like work beats optics. Ava, video. Calm. I said things about my dad that weren't true. He didn't ruin my wedding. He set boundaries around money I took for granted. I'm learning accountability. Please stop sharing the earlier post. The comments, for once, were not a fire. They were quiet. 3 days later, she emailed me vendor receipts herself. No forwarding, no can you fix, just attached PDFs with a one-line caption. For the file. That line was bigger than the retraction. Day 12 of 30. A longer email arrived, no histrionics, no debt theater. Email Ava. Subject. Proposal structured resolution. Body. I can't repay $9XX0 dollars. I can start repaying in choices. Here's my plan for 6 months. 2 jobs, roommates, bus, no credit card spend. Budget attached. If you want a symbolic payment, I can send $50 weekly so I feel it. If not, I'll keep sending budgets and receipts. Either way, we'll do our Sunday emails. Asterisk. I said yes to $50. Not for me, for muscle memory. Money leaving your account on purpose is a habit worth learning. SFX. Printer. The small ceremonial click of a hole punch. Binder rings close. Epilogue conditions for trust. Week 3. I wrote the rules I should have written a decade ago and taped them inside my office cabinet door. No money without paper, contract or promissory note. If it's love, it can live with terms. No verbal deals. Email only. Counsel CC'd when scope touches bank accounts. Pause on shame. Paper divided by email divided by pause in that order. Help is not equal to rescue. Bridging once isn't underwriting forever. Week 4. Maple and Maine moved Ava to the front weekend shifts. The coffee shop gave her a keys lanyard. She sent me her tip logs unprompted. The spreadsheets weren't pretty, but they were real, reality scales. Week 5. I met Maya for 5 minutes in the lobby just to sign a nothing document that actually meant everything. A 1-page support boundary addendum. No future funds without mutual signatures. She asked if I wanted to pursue the full demand now that the retraction landed and the city calmed. Me. We'll let the 30-day window run. I'm not chasing. If she wants a note, we'll write one. If she wants to pay with years of adult choices, I'll accept those payments. Maya smiled the way lawyers do when a client stops needing the fight to feel whole. Day 30. No promissory note. No lawsuit. Just a Sunday email chain that looked like progress. Email Ava, excerpt. Income. Wake. $812 pre-tax. Tips. $198 cash divided by $64 card. Free hits wed. Expenses. Rent share $225. Bus $25. Food $68. Phone $45. Laundry $9. Wins. Packed lunches. MF. Asked for extra cutlery shift. Told someone no when they wanted my Saturday. Setback. Impulse dress. Return next morning with receipt. Boundary kept. Didn't text you. Emailed instead. Me Ava. Proud of the return. Keep receipts. Add sync fund for emergencies. $20 divided by week. Shoes matter. Buy the right ones once, not the wrong ones twice. I didn't wire money. I wired guidance. It cleared. SFX. Job site morning. A level sets on a beam. The bubble centers. One afternoon, Mike tossed me my good tape measure. Mike. Ledger Dan. You hear they asked you back to Rotary to talk accountability 101? Me. I'll bring columns, not stories. Mike. Stories brought us here. Columns keep us here. We laughed the way men do when the footing holds. Analysis and lessons. VO coda to 15-20% of runtime. Psychology, family systems, not diagnostics. Entitlement grows where enabling waters it. I taught people to skip boundaries by paying to end discomfort. That wasn't love, it was avoidance. Gaslighting in polite families sounds like, don't make this harder. For optics, or you're overreacting. Translated as, don't disrupt a system that benefits me. Narcissist isn't a label to throw. It's a pattern to stop feeding. Starve the pattern by removing supply attention. Money. Access without theatrics. Legal, not advice, just the playbook that worked. Paper is power. Rebuild memory into documents. Invoices, bank PDFs, emails. Judges, mediators, and even decent people respect receipts. Stop pay and merchant-initiated representment codes, R8, are boring, but they're the gears that move mountains. Beneficiary-change traps are real. Use alerts, coordinate with your bank, and keep everything in writing. Demand letters don't have to be threats. They can be mirrors that describe what happened and the clock that starts now. Financial. Treat family money like any other instrument. If love can't coexist with terms, it's not love, it's a dependency. Publish ledgers to the stakeholders who matter: partners, boards, crews. That's not airing laundry. That's risk management. Symbolic repayment, her $50 divided by week, builds the discipline muscle that giant checks can't. Ethic. Boundaries aren't punishment. They're conditions for trust. If someone calls your boundary toxic, they were benefiting from the absence of one. Tough love isn't a shout. It's a signature under clear terms and then the patience to let someone earn their way forward. SFX. Dusk. House quiet. Binder slides onto a shelf. Click. I put the USB back in the safe. Not a threat. A mirror. Tomorrow I'll pour a foundation and eat a sandwich and answer an email at 7 p.m. with 2 words that took me 25 years to get right. In writing. If this whole mess taught me anything, it's this. No is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone a monologue to justify protecting your peace, your bank accounts, or your sanity. For years, I blurred love with rescue, and being nice turned me into an enabler. The cost wasn't just financial. It was mental, constant guilt, low-grade panic, and a slow erasure of self. Setting boundaries didn't make me toxic. It made me truthful. When I moved our conversations to writing, kept written evidence, and said, email only, counsel CC'd, the fog lifted. Facts replaced gaslighting. Math replaced manipulation. And here's a quieter truth. Tough love, delivered calmly and documented, is still love. It's just love that refuses to finance denial. The biggest mental health win? Realizing that you can stop mid-script. You can pivot from fixer to adult in one decision. No money without paper. No verbal deals. Pause when shame screams hurry. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors with locks and a list of who gets a key. If someone calls your boundary cruel, what they really miss is your compliance. So, community verdict time. AITA for revoking payment and publishing the ledger. What would you have done in my place? Keep funding for optics, or pull the plug and let consequences teach? Have you dealt with an entitled relative or a narcissist who called your limits drama? What survival tips kept your head clear? Scripts, email templates, financial rules. If you've escaped the enabler role, what was your first no? And how did you handle the backlash? Drop your stories, boundaries, and lessons below. Someone scrolling at 2 a.m. needs your roadmap more than you think.